Hello, people who are not me, and welcome back to Mega Man 6. I am Sire Goku. In the last video, we took out Flame Man and Blizzard Man, and now we're moving on to what I consider to be the hardest level in the game, Plant Man, which really isn't saying much, but there's one section in particular that is the bane of my existence for this level. And it's not even that it's difficult, it's not even that it's hard, it's just sometimes it can be a bit glitchy. Anyway, we got ourselves another jungle stage similar to Napalm Man's stage, but not quite. You have these grasshopper enemies that can be taken out in one shot if they're cooperative. And you get yourself some free goodies if you came here after beating Flame Man and having the power adapter. We also have this big guy here, which, like all giant type enemies in Mega Man, they will do a lot of damage if they hit you. Usually about a quarter to half your health in a single hit. But they're slow enough, but they balance it out by being so slow that you should see them coming a mile away. And we have more of these search cameras from Blizzard Man's stage here. You can't shoot them unless they're moving towards you, so keep that in mind. Eddie, what do you got for me today? It's not too bad. It would have been nice if I had actually taken damage, but okay. And we have ourselves a mini-boss. This guy will use a spread shot, which actually proving to be quite difficult to dodge. You can damage him by shooting him in the eyes, and if he gets too close to you, he will start to punch you, as you saw there. You can also push him back by just firing at him rapidly with the Mega Buster. Be a little bit cautious, because he did take a good chunk of damage off on me there. This section right here, these things are by far the most annoying thing about this entire level. With this spring, if you're not holding down the jump button, you're just going to jump normally. If you hold down the jump button, though, you will spring really high. Keep that in mind, as you're going to need to remember that when you're going through this section right here, actually. It's going to teach you about, being able to jump super high. And then be careful about jumping super high, because then there's spikes in the ceiling. Spikes, like in every Mega Man game, are instant kills, so be careful. You can get yourself some free energy here again if you were using some kind of weapon before, but then we got ourselves yet another one of these gorilla mini-boss enemies, which I am just getting tanked. I can dodge their shots. It's not that difficult, but I'm just kind of rushing through, really. I do like Mega Man 6, though. I don't want to make it seem like I don't. It's one of those things where, if you grew up with it, you probably have more memories. You probably have more fond memories of it than if this was your first time playing. If this version you're playing was the first time, playing it. Anyway, here we've got ourselves some water with fish that'll jump out of the water. As well as these gun enemies here that were definitely owning me right there. Man, I am just having all the bad luck. Oy! Like I said, this is probably my least favorite level in the game. Oh well. So I lost. Big whoop, wanna fight about it? At least I'm right back where I started. Or at least relatively close to where I started. This actually wasn't where I expected to lose, but that's okay. It happens to the best of us. Nobody's perfect. I love Mega Man, but that doesn't mean I'm perfect at it. So we got ourselves yet another so we gotta fight this mini-boss again. No big deal. Anyway, I should talk more. The stage is going to get progressively more difficult. Big shock. I mean, that's how games are supposed to go, right? They get harder as you go on. But this stage in particular really starts to get annoying at certain intervals. For instance, like I was mentioning before, these fish. You're going to learn to despise these fish. Almost as much as I despise this stupid cannon right here. There we go. Okay. Now you can take the higher road there, which makes it easier to dodge those fish there. Or you can take the low road, which is the much safer route. And this is where things get difficult. Because now you have to juggle bouncing on these springs as well as making these platforms that you can jump across. And then that can happen. I swear I was holding left there. I swear I was holding right there, but okay. Whatever. Guess I'm going to be jump cutting because I'm going to have to show off that boss again. Like I said, I hate this level. Okay, I finally made it back to where I was before, and I died like 2 more times getting back here. Oy. And I really probably shouldn't start talking just yet, because knowing my luck, I'm gonna get... There we go. Like I said, I don't like this level. It's not that I'm bad at it, no, it's... Well, okay, part of it is I'm bad at it, but I'm not gonna use that. I'm not gonna use that as an excuse. Okay, bad things happen. Whatever. There we go. Now we're done. That was a train wreck, but oh well. Really, the stage is not nearly as bad as I made it out to be. I just had a stroke of bad luck there. Right at the end is where it gets by far the most difficult. Like I said, this is by far the hardest level in the game. Not so much Plant Man himself. This is all Plant Man's going to do. He's going to use a barrier, and then jump back, throw it, and repeat. Now, he can either jump forward, which is definitely the harder way to avoid him, or he can be cooperative like he was with me and keeps jumping backwards. Just keep hitting him with the Blizzard attack after he launches his plant barrier, which is what his weapon is called. And then you beat him no problem. I am almost 11 minutes into this recording already. Man, that's gonna be a lot of cuts. Well, I kept dying, so it's my own fault. Anyway, we got the plant barrier as well as the Rush Jet adapter, which, of course, having the Rush Jet adapter right there would have made going through that section so much easier. But, oh well. Hey, sir, for beating Plant Man, we get the plant barrier, and next in weakness order is Tomahawk Man. And being from America, Indians, axes, Old West stuff, and cowboys and stuff. I like this level. Sure, it's stereotypical of... Sure, it's stereotyping America to the extreme. Although that's not necessarily true. I still think G Gundam did a much worse interpretation, stereotyping stuff. But here's the Rush Jet. Just like the Rush Power Adapter, you have yourself a small energy bar there, but it keeps refilling. Hold down the jump button and you will hover in the air and you will fly up further for a few seconds, as well as be able to move left or right. I love the Rush Jet in this game. At first, when I originally played this, I had no idea how that worked. No idea. And I got myself killed a lot trying to figure out how it worked. But really, all you have to do to make it work, all you need to do is just hold the jump button down and you'll be fine. My problem with it was I thought I had to jump and then press the jump button again. No, you just hold it down like a charge shot and you'll be fine. This is also the first of 4 stages where we can finally get these 4 sections here to make some sense. Beat is in this game, just like he was in Mega Man 6, except this time instead of getting 8 letters, you only need to get 4. However, the 4 letters you need are hidden within certain boss battles. Tomahawk Man being one of the first. There's actually 2 different robot masters. They're both exactly the same. There's nothing different about either one. It's just it's just if you fight one of them, they will drop a beat letter. If they don't, then you can always come back to the stage later and find the second exit and find the other door. Right here, this is where the paths will split up. If you came here after Plant Man and have the jet adapter, you can get up here. Usually, the real boss will be in a section that's much easier to tell. Like, if you come here, you should know that, okay, there's probably something up here if they want me to use the rush jet. So use the rush jet and you get a slightly more challenging area, but you get rewarded by, having an E-tank, large life energy, large weapon energy, all that good stuff. So it's a small shortcut and it rewards you nicely. I'm again going to just rush past these guys here. I don't fight the big enemies in this game as often as I did in the previous games, mainly because they just take so long. And they do much more damage. They are a slower version of the giant enemies that were in Mega Man 5, so it's not horrible, but they do so much more damage, and it's just frustrating to deal with. There's actually 2 different ways you can go here. The proper way to the boss is actually, I believe it's this way. You also have this section here, which is okay. This is kind of tough. You have to lower yourself just slightly, so you're just barely holding on there. If you punch through this block, hey, I know that whistle. Hey there, Proto Man. And for your troubles, you get the energy balancer, introduced in this game for the first time. What this does is if you grab weapon energy, it'll automatically fill up whatever has the lowest amount of weapon energy, so you don't have to bother switching between them anymore. Now we're going to go back this way because actually I think the beat letter is in the other direction because it's actually the harder way to go. So use the flame burst here. Yeah, the safest way to deal with that is to just walk off the cliff and then hold down the jump button as you're walking down. Simple enough. There we go. This is going on a little bit long, mainly because I have to edit some stuff out. Frickin' Plant Man stage. Anyway, let's go this way. I think this is the proper way to the main boss. If not, oh well, I will go back through it again off screen. Let's fly over this, that way you don't have to dodge the spikes. And now it's time for Tomahawk Man, which, like I mentioned before, he's probably the hardest. Well, no. The reason why I think he's difficult is because you have to use the barrier. And using barrier weapons on bosses sucks, because you are going to be getting hit a lot. Especially when fighting against someone like Tomahawk Man, who... Oh, I didn't get a chance to show off exactly how he attacks. Well, he jumps and then he throws a tomahawk, which actually arcs upward. So even if you're far enough away from him, it'll still move up, and you'll take damage because, well, it travels up in an arc. There we go. I went through the... And good, I did go the right way to get the part of beat in Tomahawk Man stage. As you can see there, also that's another thing. Mega Man 6 is... I forgot to mention this, but Mega Man 6 is the first of the classic Mega Man games to actually show what the weapons look like when you use them. So there's that. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm... This might be a bit of a short episode because I have to edit so much stuff out of Plant Man stage. I guess I can go a tiny bit longer. Anyway, since I have to edit stuff out... Anyway, for beating now that we beat Tomahawk Man, the next boss in weakness order is Yamato Man. I guess they can't really be racist if Japan makes fun of themselves. Yamato is obviously... Well, actually, Yamato Man's stage is clearly based on Japan because, well, there's Mount Fuji in the background there. I don't know what bears have to do with Japan, but okay. And Yamato is actually a... Yamato is, I believe, a Japanese term for samurai. I don't know why they didn't just go with Samurai Man instead of Yamato Man, but okay. Anyway, breaking in here, we have ourselves our split path. This actually is not the split path to the beat parts. It's just a split path you can take if you happen to have the power adapter at this point in the game. Let's see. And then we got ourselves this mini-boss here. That's another thing that Mega Man 6 has over... Well, actually that's not true. They've been having mini-bosses in the games since Mega Man 2, so that's really not anything new. This mini-boss, while he is owning me at the moment, he's pretty simple. He'll throw 2 bombs, which always land in the same... I don't know if they always land in the same space. It might have to do with where you're standing at the point of when he throws it. And then he also has the laser that he's shooting out at you. Normally I'd have a few more energy tanks, but because of Plant Man's stage getting in my way... Okay, now here's where the paths meet up. If you take the bottom path like I did, you get an energy tank. So I'd say go for the bottom path and get the energy tank. Let's see. With how my luck is, I'm not going to chance that. There we go. Sorry about that. I was double-checking my recording time there. Okay, I think this is where this path split. Okay, yeah, this is definitely where this path split, so... Oh, and one more thing about the about the power adapter. You can actually take out these floating enemies here. If you use a fully charged Power Buster shot, it'll get rid of those guys in one shot, so... I believe I'm going the proper way to get the beat part. If not, once again, I will just go off screen. Although, or I can show what the other section looks like too. I haven't decided how I'm going to do it. So far I haven't had to, so I'm not too worried about it. And we got these spring enemies here. If you shoot them, then their heads are going to fly off. And as you can see there, they do damage you, so be careful. And they actually go a pretty decent distance, too. Alright. This might be a slightly longer part than usual, despite the fact that I have to edit. In fact, I'm going to use one of my 4 E-tanks. Why not? You can have up to 9, but I'm just going to have it just to be safe. So let's get the Silver Tomahawk ready. I don't know what this is supposed to imply. This game is made in Japan, right? And yet the Japanese-based robot's weak to the American robot's weapon. Take with that what you will about that. Yamato Man's attacks are pretty standard. When he jumps, he's going to shoot 3 spears at you. If he's on the ground when he fires his spear, he's going to launch it, and then he's going to run and try and pick it up. I kind of bum rushed him. I'm kind of reckless when I play Mega Man, if you can't tell already. If I have energy tanks to spare, I'm just going to tank the boss. The only game I've ever done a perfect run of is Mega Man 10, and that was hard enough in itself. Yay, and I got the E! Yay, I did go the proper way. Huzzah! I am doing everything right. Anyway, this might be a little bit long or short, depending on how the editing process goes. So, thank you for watching. And next time we are going to go on to Nightman. I will see you guys then.